If we lose control of the labour market, we are going to be in a world of pain because that's the only thing that's keeping us afloat.
Okay, so what's your advice to people who are planning on going and to the boss on Monday and asking for a pay rise?
It depends on your skill set. I reckon a lot of people would want your job. I think you're disposable.
Gosh.
Effie said it. Why running?
Who are you?
What's it got to do with you?
4 months ago, all right?
Until they clean up their yard, the rats won't go away.
We don't know it.
Is this all hocus pocus?
Can you say, abracadabra, here's your pay?
I'm pretty fit, Abdullah. I can keep running.
Go. It's called a current affair Australia. Is that what I know?
Have a lovely day.
Well, hello, I'm Steve Marshall.
Hello, Steve Marshall. I'm Lizzie Pearl.
Hey, Lizzie, welcome to another episode of That's ACA, where we take you behind the scenes of Australia's #1 current affairs show, A Current Affair. A Current Affair. Hey, there's a person that we are joined by often on A Current Affair that unfortunately is the bearer of bad news.
Who is it? There's a
Well,
few of these people.
I know. Well, no, this is the person we go to when there's bad news. When I say bad news, I say bad money news. But she does talk a good game when it comes to money. Her name is Effie Zahos.
Oh,
She's
Effie.
Channel 9's leading and #1 money commentator.
Number cruncher.
And God, do we need her right now,
We do.
don't we? Effie, welcome to the show.
Oh,
Welcome,
Effie.
Effie.
Not always bad news. Come on, I've been on your program.
It seems that way though.
At the
Effie.
moment.
You know,
It does.
Boom, interest rates. Boom, interest rates. Gosh.
We've had a hard slog, haven't
Yeah.
we, really? As far as events go, and there are always events. When you look at one of my favourite graphics, actually, I do like a good
You love a
graphic.
graphic. You love a graphic.
Those who know me know that I love a good graphic. It's called like the Wall of Worry.
Yeah.
And you just see over time the events that we have had, the GFC, the tech bubble, the pandemic. We really have been in this state since, 2020. It's 2026 now. That's 6 years where households have had to really, really juggle things like we've never done before. And things are on a bigger scale. Everything's bigger now. We have more debt. Life is bigger, more expensive. So it's amplified. It's hard. It's hard.
And we've just had our third rate rise in a row. I mean, I have to ask the question, Effie, as a lay person, I mean, I did economics in year 12, so that's about as far as I go.
Did you love it? I loved economics.
I actually really did love
too.
economics.
I did.
But that's my level of understanding, aside from being a journo. Is it working? I mean, it's meant to be the big lever, the big stick that the RBA has to kind of control the economy.
Yeah.
But you have to ask the question, is it working?
And that's a fair question.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd hate to be in Michelle Bullock's role. I think it is extremely hard task given the fact that you really do have one instrument, and as they say, it's very blunt. And, there's a lot of talk whereby we've been saying that we had 3 rate cuts last year and now we've got 3 rate hikes, so we're back to where we started. We're not back to where we started for the sheer fact that we've got inflation sitting at 4.6. The RBA is forecasting that to hit 4.8. And when you look under the bonnet there, everything's gone up. So even though we've had 3 rate cuts last year, now hikes, we've had every household bill has gone up.
Yeah.
And food. And we'll still see more price hikes in food. So we are worse off than where we were. And going back to your question, Lizzie, I would say, and I hate to say this because I do respect the board. It's not easy, but they've missed every forecast as well. So did they get it wrong? Were the 3 rate cuts we shouldn't have had? And then how effective is this? Because we've had another rate hike now, and that's just happened. Will that actually reduce prices when prices are going up, not because Aussies are going out, we're going on a mad spending spree.
Yeah.
It's other variables that are causing price hikes. So how effective is this next rate hike?
Well, that's right, because, we have to spend to live. But we're not, I mean, Harvey Norman will tell you that there's less people going through the doors to buy TVs, right?
And when you look at those indicators, it's interesting. So furnishing, white goods, they're all going down, an indication that that's causing, stress on households. Yes, some of the numbers are showing we are spending more, but that's also because prices have gone up. So there's a case of, is it a case where volume or is it actual price?
And the two biggest things in their CPI basket, I guess, are food, fuel, construction.
Yeah.
These are essential items. People can't say, I'm not going to eat this week.
No.
And then we'll put inflation down.
Yeah. So it's hard across the board, but it's a really interesting time. Like, I mean, I have been talking money for, 30 years, I think, and I've had the honour of being on your show for a lot of that time, just popping in and out. This is the first time I've seen households be so in tune with their budgets. Usually we put it head in the sand, don't care, whatever. And I am loving it. I'm loving the fact that we are so much more engaged with our money, but it is a case of we don't have enough of it. It's not keeping up. And that's a real big problem for us moving forward, because even looking at what Michelle Bullock, the boss of the RBA, said, we've got a lot of pain still ahead of us. And I know households have stretched their budgets as so much. And then again, it's going to come back to us. Well, where else can we find these savings to move forward?
Well, that's it, Effie. And you were on our show the other night with Pippa Bradshaw's story. And the punters, the everyday punter that told their story on their show. I mean, there was a comment from one homeowner that said, we're considering having to sell our home. I mean, we're at that stage.
Hard. That's really hard.
It's incredible.
Look, that is really hard. I hope we don't see that. Still, default rates are not that bad, but looking at, say, Equifax data, they've come out and said mortgage stress is definitely on the rise. Number of arrears happening has increased. Look, all I can say here now is that we've had that 0.25 hike. So should all the banks move their rates up now, what you'll see is the average variable rate sitting around about 6.27, somewhere around like that. The cheapest rate will be 5.75. Anything between 6 and below is great. So that's looking at even, say, comparisons like CanStar data, even looking at Loan Market that has about 600 brokers. They're also saying the same. The cheapest rate will fall around 5.75.
Yeah.
So the question now for consumers is, and I know you've probably done this, you've probably refinanced once. Well, you're going to have to do it again, because a bank is not going to call you and say, hey, Steve, we've got a better rate for you. That's not going to happen.
We procrastinate about that because it's such a pain.
It's a runaround.
Right?
There's also a cost too. There's a cost.
Yeah.
You hear the media, me included, and I'm always mindful to say this where possible. If they give me more than a minute, I can.
Well, fill your boots here.
As long as you want.
Put your feet up, make yourself comfortable. Come on.
You've got fees as well. So you're right. It's not that easy as just saying, hey, go refinance, because you're probably up for, an application fee on the other side, a valuation fee. So if you're clawing back $1,000, you may pay $1,000.
Well, here's the issue, right? Because if you have to refinance and you go to another bank, then they will value your homes, and at the moment your homes are costing less. They're valued at less.
Well, those on a 5% deposit, the scheme from the government, they would be the ones that are definitely in that situation. And here's the trap with those, and I know this because my daughter has one of these loans, a 5% deposit loan. To refinance, you can only refinance to another 5% deposit loan. And there's about, I think off the top of my head, around 30 of them. So you can't just basically refinance to anyone. You've got to go to one of those. She can't come back home. Not that I don't want her. You can come back home.
Did you hear that?
But I'll probably prefer you not to. But she can't turn it into an investment property. So, for those young people that are thinking, I might go back home if they can, I'll turn it into investment property, you can't. So there are restrictions to that. And I think that is coming back to bite the bums of a few people.
Have you got any tips for us? So, and I did this last year, and this might be a bit of a luxury, and I understand that not everyone can do this, and it was difficult to do it. But when the rate cuts were coming, I still kept paying the same amount into the offset, thinking, let's just put it in there. And now the rate cuts have, been reversed. On paper, I'm still paying the same amount of money. So I'm not noticing that I'm losing that money. And I get that's a luxury. Not everyone can do that. But, it was sort of taking the fall last year, and now, it's still there. Have you got any tips for people similar to that, or tips that where you can feel this pain less?
Yeah. And look, there's no magic formula.
No.
It's really a boring answer here. I'm just going to have to say, you have to find out where is your money going. First of all, where is your money going? And the only way to do that, I know it sounds boring, is a budget. And so if you haven't done that, you're already behind the eight ball there. You've actually got to do that. And it can be as simple as, I love the government's website, moneysmart.gov.au. Such a simple budget planner. I use an Excel spreadsheet. I basically put all my expenses down, every single expense, and then I go line by line. An easy way also is to take a look at your statements online and just I highlight between the two. What's tap and go? What's fixed? You'll be surprised just how much we do tap and go. So just rein it in. Get to know your money personality too, because a lot about our money behaviour comes down to who we are.
And so the responsibility is with the public to rein in the expenses, to bring down those interest rates at the end of the day.
Well, we've probably done it, and this is the thing. Households have done it, and they're probably sick. I know I'm sick and tired of saying the same thing in the sense that, refinance. So if you've got a mortgage, yes, we said refinance. Look at that. If you don't have a mortgage, you're a renter, then you're going to feel a bit of pain coming through, obviously, there as far as rents go. And depending on what the budget comes out, there's a whole lot of debate that if they start playing around with capital gains tax, will that impact the rental prices? We had SQM research come out and say, yes, it will, especially in inner city apartments. So you need to approach it differently, because you obviously can't control your rent other than maybe moving to another suburb. So then it does come down to that budget line by line. We know this. Loyalty does not pay. Prices to do with all of our regular household bills, home, contents, car, your Wi-Fi, your mobiles, all those change so often. I can tell you now, by swapping from the average price on those to the cheapest in the market, or say best value, you've got a couple of $1,000s that you'll pick up there. That's per year. Easy by just doing that refinancing. And then, swapping and changing. And then it's just being savvy with everything we do. Be smart. Stack your discounts. Like, if you like your streaming subscriptions, great, but have a look at your memberships, whether it's your health insurance membership, your motoring club. You can get there. Yeah, you've just got to do the hustle here.
Like, set aside one boring day and just do it all.
In Lizzie's case, keep the offset. Keep going, because
if you can.
every dollar counts in there, right?
Look, okay, let's talk about this. We're seeing now probably the best rates sitting around 5%. You can get accounts now paying 5%. Would you put your money in there if you got a home loan? Probably not. Well, I can't give advice, but here's some general information. 5%, you'll get a better return putting it in your home loan, because you're probably paying 6%.
Yeah.
That money in your offset or regional, there is a difference between the two, and a bit of warning on those. That is tax-free, so to speak. So you will be paying tax on the money if it's an online saver, versus in your home loan, you won't. The other thing is inflation. Inflation's at 4.6. You're earning 5%. You're paying tax on that. Your money's going backward already, which is why now I'm seeing a lot more people investing, but we do need cash accounts. You need liquidity. And it is hard to find value in the share market as well. But you can see why money in the bank, even though I'm seeing rates at 5%, it's going backwards because inflation is at 4.6%. So going back to those redraw or offset, yes, put your money in redraw or offset. Know the difference. An offset account sits next to your home loan. Your redraw is in your home loan. And the conditions around redraw can be quite interesting. I'd read the fine print on those.
To get that money out. To get it back
because
out
sometimes
when you
if
need
you
it.
lose your job or that, they could turn that off.
For an emergency. Let's talk about jobs. What's going on? If inflation's going up, are we seeing people's wages going up?
No, not as fast as we'd like. And this is the interesting thing. Even looking at the best case scenario with the Reserve Bank, their forecast, they're suggesting that we won't see a real drop-off in employment. I think the thing that has kept us going and households staying afloat is the fact that most of us still have this job that we can go to. So even though our money might be running out pay to pay, we know next payday it's going to be topped up again. If we lose control of the labour market, we are going to be in a world of pain, because that's the only thing that's keeping us afloat.
Okay, so what's your advice to people who are planning on going to the boss on Monday and asking for a pay rise?
Is this for you?
Is he-
I'm going to get it. I'm going to take notes.
Is this for
Because
all of us?
I'll decide whether to keep that appointment or not.
It depends on your skill set. I reckon a lot of people would want your job. I think you're disposable.
Gosh.
Effie said it.
Yeah, if he's,
No, I'm only
It'll be an empty chair next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, don't bother because right now you're lucky to have a job.
Well, no, I should not. There are jobs that are in demand, absolutely. And there are jobs that, unfortunately, not so much. I mean, we are going through one of the biggest changes that we've ever seen. And AI is streamlining roles, changing roles, focusing on different roles. So it is I don't know if it's actually an employer's market, an employee's market at the moment. It really depends on what field you're in.
Always be useful. Is
Yes.
in any workplace.
Always
Even-
look busy.
Always be.
And even coming to work, even when you've got a bad back, Lizzie.
Yes. This is my this is not a sponsored advertisement. This is my electric hot water bottle.
Ooh, I like the
I've
sound of that.
did my back in the gym,
Yeah.
and this is what's keeping me afloat today.
Yeah. How's that?
Yes.
well done.
Always be useful.
Kudos to you for
No,
coming
no.
in
All
and
good.
talking money with Effie,
All good.
who is always like the key with your job, Effie, is making money sound entertaining.
Yeah.
Money issues entertaining. That's tough.
Yeah,
I mean,
look,
yeah.
I'm definitely not curing cancer here or anything like that, but I like to think that I can add some value to consumers. I'm really passionate about making the most of the money you have, no matter how much or how little it is.
And passionate about helping the younger generation too.
Well, yeah, I do
Yeah.
sit on the board for Extra, which is a not-for-profit organisation, and essentially a grant-giving organisation that it is a great honour to be able to help other organisations help their communities in what they need. But their hero product, and the team does a brilliant job of this, is called Talk Money. And I urge anyone who has a child in school that may not have financial literacy. I mean, even though there is no national financial curriculum on financial literacy in schools, it is taught in schools. Is it taught in the right subjects? Is it taught across? It all comes down to the school. But Talk Money is a great free program that over 500,000 students around Australia has gone through. And for me, knowledge is power. If we can get the younger generation educated, up to speed, then at least it sets themselves up for the future. Because let's face it, we're in a world where everybody's trying to sell you something. Not everyone is scamming you, but scams are bigger than ever.
Tell us about it, right?
And the pressure's on. The more educated you are, the better.
And that's something that can happen if you've got really financially savvy parents. This is stuff that gets learnt around the dinner table. And if unfortunately you're a kid whose parents aren't as switched on and as clever as another parent
or don't
next
have the
door.
time
Or
because they're
I have to
working,
say,
right?
It's a
Sometimes-
generational thing,
yeah.
and that gets passed on,
It
passed
is.
on, passed on.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get taught in schools. I mean, we learn about the economy and we
Yeah.
learn about history, but stuff like
Yeah.
budgets
Yeah.
and how to save and how to be smart from a young age.
Yeah.
It's stuff you learn
It's
from your
so
parents.
important. And I often see what keeps most Aussies up at night are really simple things. Where does my money go? Budget's always number one. Where does my money go? How do I get to start buying property? How do I save for it? And investing is a huge one. I want to start to invest, but I'm not sure where I can go. And super. I know a lot of people just go, oh, how boring. But super really does interest so many Aussies, and they want to make sure, have I got the right one? Is it set up properly? Am I making the most of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it still important to have the kids count coins, in front of them, given that it's a tap and go
It's a
economy?
tap
right?
and go economy.
But,
Are you-
how important is counting coins?
Look, I think it's important that they know how to count.
Yeah.
Or just showing them what money actually is.
I think
Is it
it's
still
important.
relevant?
I'm gonna argue that a little bit, Lizzie.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
okay.
I reckon because we are in such a digital world now,
Yeah.
that it's so important that they understand how to manage their money in a digital world. Because yes, I agree. They should know coins, understand it, and so on. But it's very different when you're working online. But it's interesting. Have you seen so many more people now are pulling cash out? And
I have
using,
noticed.
Did you see that? Yes.
Like just from walking around the world,
Yeah.
I've noticed people in shops counting out coins to pay for things.
So
It's a wondering.
It is a budgeting thing because most people know that I've got $200 in my wallet. That's all I can spend.
That's all I've got this
So
week.
it goes back to that thought. But I think it's really important that younger generation do understand how to handle money online because that's where it's going. How do you track something that you just tap all day? How do you set up your buckets online? I mean, you can still do that kind of envelope system online, have your online savers, and work exactly in the same way.
Yeah, but it's not a bottomless pit.
Effie, you've got to let you go. You're a busy woman.
I feel like I haven't given you any practical tips
She's a woman in
yet.
demand. No, we're going to set aside one boring
If I
day.
could just say something,
sort everything out.
I would, a couple of tips. Do try and spend a weekend just going through all your household bills. Sounds boring, but you can claw back a couple of $1,000s. And I tell you what, most of us don't make a couple of $1,000s in an hour.
Yeah.
There's number one. So find out where your money's going. Number two, if you are in a good position, start getting educated about where to put and start investing. We have been so focused on just trying to stay alive, and I get that. But if you have a little bit of cash, if you have something, start investing, automate it. I always like to treat my investments like a subscription because you never miss Netflix or Stan. We always pay those bills. Automate your investments and the same will happen. And just even get onto moneysmart.gov.au, government website, and start reading about what interests you in money.
All right, fantastic. Thanks for dropping in.
Thanks, guys.
Important talk.
Thanks, Effie.
You know.
Appreciate it.
We'll talk about your dressing room later.
Izzy and I share a dressing room, and she's really messy, if I just say so myself. Really messy.
She was saying something very similar about you.
Gotta go, guys.
Best roommate ever.
Get out of here, Effie. Go. You do some work, will you? Come on.
Gotta look busy.
Effie, get out here and earn some money. Go.
Always be useful.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Effie.
Please, honestly, go.
We don't have to kick her out.
No, she's busy. She's
20
a
busy
minutes.
woman.
She had 20 minutes.
All
Get
right.
out here. Go get her.
Thanks, Effie. She's a woman in demand.
She
that
is.
Effie Zahos.
She is. Hey, the bad back.
Oh, yeah.
Talk me through it. Come on.
I don't think our viewers are that interested. We've just had Effie Zahos, one of the greatest financial minds in
Yeah.
the country. Now you want to talk about my back?
Yeah.
Okay. I was down in our garage where there's a few weights. It's not really a gym, but, And I wasn't even lifting anything. I hadn't even started doing my workout. And I just bent over to pick something up.
And couldn't bend
And
back.
my whole back went...
Oh,
And people at home who've done this, you'll know, I couldn't move.
yeah.
I couldn't move. I was home alone,
Stuck.
in the garage. My phone was on the ground. I had to wait there for my partner to come home and rescue me. It was like that scene out of Sex and the City when Miranda gets stuck on the bathroom floor, although I was clothed, stuck on the bathroom floor, and I was just like...
Yeah.
Anyway, so, yes, I've got this electric hot water bottle. You just plug it in. 5 minutes later, it's warm. And it stays warm for ages. So it's kind of helping. This is not medical advice. I don't know.
No, but we can't give financial advice or
medical advice. No advice from us.
No.
But yeah, I'm in a bit of pain. This is not the greatest seat to be sitting on, but I'm here.
Okay. Well, your complaint
Is minor.
pales in comparison to a gentleman I was talking to the other day, Brant Webb, the Beaconsfield mine survivor.
Oh.
Yeah, trapped underground for 14 days with his mining mate, Todd Russell. 14 days and cooped up together. Yeah. So think about them, Lizzie,
And so
before
you've gone
you...
to speak with them because it's the,
Yeah, with
it was
Brant.
the anniversary.
Yeah, it's the anniversary.
Wow.
20th anniversary.
20
Yeah.
years. Gosh, that was
Yeah.
so huge at the time.
Massive, wasn't it?
And
I mean, just him reliving the story sends chills down your spine because, wow, God, what they endured. Tiny cage, cooped up together, 2 weeks. Incredible. What a rescue.
yeah.
But sadly, one of them, Larry Knight, didn't make it home.
Make it.
But yeah, cracking story, that one. That's what I've been working on. How about yourself?
Well, our viewers might remember about a year and a half ago now, a beautiful woman by the name of Gemma Dukes.
Yes. Yeah.
And she was just sunshine on earth. She was in her 30s, diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, no symptoms, nothing, and had to pay for this extraordinarily expensive drug, which was her last lifeline of hope. It was $20,000 a month or something ridiculous. Anyway, while she was feeling so sick, she was campaigning for that drug to be put on the PBS. Meanwhile, she sold her pizza shop in the suburb of Glenorrhea in Sydney's northwest. The whole community rallied around her. Current Affair viewers, this was extraordinary. In a couple of weeks, raised $260,000 for her treatment, which it's something we see a lot of this on our program, but that was something else because her story really touched so many people that love our show. Sadly, Gemma didn't win that cancer battle. No. She died 18 months ago. But I've been speaking with her family, her brother and sister, ever since, and I've got a story about where all that money will be going. Because Gemma's always said she was put on this earth to help people. Sorry, I'm getting a bit teary. Yeah. She was put on this earth to help people, and now we can tell you guys where all that money went. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, it's touching. This is what happens when you get to know people in our job. And I only met Gemma one day, but you just never forget some people, and I'll never forget her. And she was so kind and so lovely. And she was feeling like absolute crap the day we went out to shoot a story with her, and she just soldiered on through because she knew it was so important. Yeah. And I'm so happy we've been able to sort of bring you the happy ending to this story. Yeah. Well, she touched you, obviously. Yeah. But the amount of money that was raised, incredible, and good on you. Extraordinary. The Current Affair viewers, for tipping in there. But obviously that what she radiated reached the audience, given the amount raised. Mm. Yeah, because she just had this beautiful, beautiful smile, and she always had hope. And I think a lot of us can get caught up in our little problems that we have, and it just gives you the perspective. And I know it's a cliche, but just worry about the big stuff. That's it. If you don't have hope and your health, what have you got? So important. Yeah. Okay. Well, really. Sorry, I didn't mean to get teary. I didn't mean to make you teary. Sorry. But these types of stories. They affect us. We're humans. We're humans, and sometimes stories come along that really get you. Yeah. And I'll never forget Gemma. No, we won't. Okay, well, catch up on that story. Catch up on all of our stories. And all of our stories on 9Now, YouTube. Yes, and send us an email, aca@9.com.au if there's anything you think we should be covering or looking into. Yeah, drop us a line. Keep those story tips coming. You can be anonymous if you want, and someone reads every single one of those emails. They certainly do. And don't be too despondent if we don't get back to you. We do get a lot of emails. We do. But we will get around to it. Okay, take care out there, Lizzie. I'll be back with a better back. Yeah, better back. Next week. With a back. See you later. Bye.